what Government of India has been doing as far as Pakistani YouTube channels is concerned. There's been a crackdown on Pakistan and the ecosystem that intensifies its propaganda. The government has now banned social media accounts. At least 16 YouTube channels, 29 X account handles have been banned by the Government of India. This clearly is a message of intent by the Indian government right there. My colleague Rishabh is with us for more on this. Rishabh, get us more details. Government of India acting against Pakistani YouTube channels as well as X handles which have been accused of spreading propaganda and misinformation amid this terror attack.
Well, definitely, since the Pahalgam attack has happened, Pakistani YouTube channels, actually the mainstream channels and the YouTube handles have been using the term quote-unquote false flag operation, and that India has been calling out day in and day out and on various platforms. And that's the reason now that India has taken a call that these YouTube channels cannot, be broadcasted in India, and that's the reason that YouTube channels of Dawn, ARY, Sama TV and others, including few podcast channels like Raftar and others, have been put on hold. It has been banned from being shown in India. And remember, not only this, that as our senior colleague Pradeep Datta was also pointing out, that BBC has also been conveyed about the usage of word militants instead of terrorists. And this is something that India is very clear that this is a terror attack. This is a terror attack backed by Pakistan, and no excuse, no whitewashing will work here. It is a terror attack, and whoever calls it otherwise will not be tolerated.
That's right, Pradeep. This obviously comes as a very logical step as far as this Government of India action is concerned against Pakistani channels. Of course, spreading propaganda at a time when Indian news channels are only telling the truth to their viewers.
Yes, you're absolutely right. Why this action has been initiated? Because they wanted to plug that disinformation and misinformation campaign that has been unleashed from across the border. Because what Pakistani channels had been doing, they were trying to peddle lies and they were trying to sow seeds of suspicion in the minds of the people. Not only that, because they were trying to, because they know they can't fight a conventional war with Indian army. Neither they can face the Indian forces. So the best option is that why not to occupy this mind space so through this digital medium. So that is the war they wanted to win. But now there's a big crackdown from the Indian side. Many of these channels have already been banned, like YouTube channel, as well as these exposed social media sites have also been banned, because they do not want any of these handles to operate. Because recently we saw that how they were trying to spread lies. They said that there was one post where they were saying that India is asking for the money, that 1 rupee everybody should pay for the soldiers. Immediately after that there was a denial from the Defence Ministry. Nothing of that sort has been said by either by the Army Wives Welfare Association or anybody from the Defence Forces, nor from the Government of India. So there had been several occasions we have seen that they were trying to distort facts. They were continuing with peddling lies, misinformation, disinformation. Campaign was continuing from their side, and we saw that there was one podcast also, Saifullah Kasuri, who is considered to be the main mastermind of this Pahalgam attack. He was also there. He was also denying his role and trying to put blame on India, as if India was the culprit, not these terrorists who have got the hands soaked in blood. So that's one of the reasons that India had finally to crack down on these digital media platforms, to ensure that there is no misinformation campaign from this side, so that everything can be sorted out. That's what actually the Government of India has done. This is a kind of a surgical digital strike on these channels, because in coming hours we can expect even the OTT and other entertainment channels of Pakistan can also be banned.
Right, of course, we'll keep a close watch on what has been happening. All right, let's also get you more reactions on what this has happened. I'm right now joined by former Ambassador KP Tapian. Ambassador, your first reaction, it doesn't come as a surprise. The fact that Western media is trying to whitewash this dastardly terror attack as a shooting incident and calling the terrorists as militants, obviously, it reflects the kind of hypocrisy that we've time and again seen from Western media when it comes to this part of the world.
Yes, we have come across their bias, not only now, we have come across it for a long time. And we can deal with it. I think the international community is listening to us. And I don't think we should be much concerned about how a part of the Western media, only a part, are trying to portray this terrible terrorist atrocity as something else.
All right. Ambassador KP Fabian, thanks very much for joining us at the moment and sharing your perspective. Ladies and gentlemen, there you can see the government of India not only acting militarily against Pakistan-sponsored terrorism, but also making sure that digitally and diplomatically we ensure that proper action is taken if the propaganda and misinformation that is coming out of Pakistan needs to be curtailed, needs to be handled.